Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over the CMS slider. So I actually haven't done this before. I'm going to be putting it into my site, so we're going to do this together. Now I have actually built a version of the CMS slider, but I'm going to do the dynamic version and show you how to do that. It's one that's been requested and I was trying to figure out myself. So I'm going to go through finsweet's attribute method and get that going here. First, I'm going to walk you through how I currently did it and then the new method I'm going to do. So jumping right into my site here, I redesigned my website. So if you've kind of followed along with some of the other videos that I've done, I was redoing the website here, and this is kind of what I've landed on, and I really worked a lot on copy, but that's not the point of this video. So down here, and it looks like this got messed up, so I do need to fix that somehow. Okay, so down here, I do have a CMS slider, okay? So you can see it follows along with this here. Cool, so that works, and it goes to my projects, which you can go read and see in here. Perfect, and that works as it should, okay? So we're gonna actually go ahead and build this thing inside of Webflow and make this thing fully dynamic. So I am going to pull my code out here, all right? And so this is the component. Now this is a Relume component, and I went ahead and made this thing dynamic. So we can take a look in here. So essentially with this slider, there is a set amount of slides. So you can go ahead and do that in here. So you do add slides. That's when you'll start to put the slides you want to see in here. So essentially, you'll see that there's a slide here, 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 and so on. Okay, you have the whole slider. Inside of a slide, now I have this thing, I left it with a 1 rem spacing in there, the padding, and left this as it is. Essentially, it's just a wrapper, if you will. And what I had to do was put in a unique instance of a collection list inside of the slider and style it the way I wanted it. However, this is not the best method because it's not dynamic. Okay, so I had to do this statically. So I went in, I chose the projects I wanted to show here, and they are now showing here. And so what I want to do is make this dynamic. You'll see each one has its own collection list inside of it. Again, this is not a dynamic method, so we're going to go ahead and do this via attributes. So what I want to do for now is actually first, what we're going to need to do is pull up our attributes. I can link this in the description if you don't have this already. And there's going to need to be this script. Now this is going to need to be in the head of the page, so we can copy that already. Actually, go to our page, we'll go to settings here and go to the head section, okay? Paste the script in here, save, easy. All right, so now we're gonna implement this in the Webflow, and we're gonna do this and figure this out together. So we're gonna apply any attributes to a collection here. So below is list of elements and options. Okay, so what we're going to need is a collection list in here. And so we're going to do CMS slider element and CMS slider list. So collection list is the data source slider component. So this is where we're going to need to do some stuff together. So now the code is in there, we're going to actually need to create a new collection list. So what I'm going to do is actually copy this collection list right here. I'm going to take this component, and I'm actually, you know what, I'm going to duplicate this for now, and then I want to take this collection list in here. So what I'm going to do is I have my slide. This is the second one here. This might not be the best way to do it, but this is how I'm going to do it. Take this, and let's get rid of the slide, okay? Now here, what we're going to need to do is actually take off a setting I have in here. So I have only limiting at 1, so we're going to do not limit the items. Now we have all of our projects in here, okay, which is perfect. So here we are going to leave that as is, and we're going to add this in here. So this list is going to, this is what the CMS slider is going to dynamically pull the data from to populate the slider, okay? So this collection list is the data source for the slider component. The slides will be dynamically generated based on the items in this collection list. So what I want to do is take this FS CMS slider element, and this needs to be the whole collection list, okay, like it is right here. We'll take that, and then I'm going to go ahead and add this attribute here, and then we're going to name that list. Okay, good. So the first thing is done. Now we want the slider, okay, and so here we're going to take this. Okay, so we need to grab the slider itself. So I'm going to grab my slider here, and I'm going to add this attribute here. So slider, and just name it slider. Boom. Then save. All right. So what I'm going to do is, because we have all these unique slides, and I hope this works out as planned. Okay, so we only have our one slide in here, but I am going to grab this, okay, and now I'm going to say is hidden. We're going to add that, and then I'm going to go ahead and just hide that, okay. So that's going to be hidden from the page. It looks like that is it. So if you want to have more than one instance, then we will just name this in here, okay. I think that's it, guys. That was way easier than I thought it was going to be. I actually didn't watch this anything how to do this beforehand, so let's hope I'm right. And that worked. Okay. So now I have all of my projects in here. Perfect. Wow, okay. That is how you create a dynamic slider using attributes. So this was a fairly short video because this was really easy. I hadn't done this myself. And so to recap, what you're going to do is take your slider, your element, and in this case this is Relumes. Inside the slide itself, you're going to add your collection list, okay? Style it the way you want. In this case, I already added my image and attached the name, added my link box, all of that fun stuff. And then I duplicated my section here below, or my slider here below, and it can be anywhere on the page. And then all I did was make it hidden. I gave it the attribute of the list so it can know to populate this data, and then it sends that to here to dynamically create the slider. Okay, well, that was really simple. So hopefully that helped you out. I know some people were saying this is pretty tricky to do, and I agree. Creating like a slider from the Relume component was really tricky in the beginning, but I kind of stumbled across this attribute. I didn't look into it too much, and I wanted to try this out live with y'all in person. So again, I did it the static way, and then I found this attribute, and looks like this works well. So the only downside is that, of course, you only see one here inside the Webflow, the designer, but after that, you should be good to go. Okay, that's it for today's video. Now, in the next one, I'm going to be doing some pretty meaty content, so stay tuned for that. That's actually to be getting through a process of redeveloping this whole e-commerce site as a personal project of mine, and walking y'all through that. I've learned a lot over the years, and that thing has been just kind of butchered together. So I want to do this thing the right way, and it might help y'all for someone who's building an e-commerce site, but maybe also someone who's coming from a project from a client that has something that's also kind of like scrapped together. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this short one. I'll see you on the next one.